If you're a true crime fan, listen up. Our Quad Cities News launched its very own podcast focusing on some of the crimes that have the Quad Cities talking.
And the two people behind the mic are veteran reporters here in our news department and focus on crime stories that happen in our community. And this is where the magic happens. They record right here in the newsroom. Welcome to the show, Sharon, Wren, and Linda Cook, icons of the crime industry, as I like to call them. But so let's talk about, why did you come up with this idea and, kind of what was the inspiration behind it?
Well, we knew that other Next Star stations were doing podcasts, and so I spoke to someone a little bit higher up than I am pay grade wise, and I said, "What about us?" And that person recommended it. Now it took a while for us to get it together, right?
Mm-hmm. We'd never done one before, so we had to figure out writing and graphics.
Sure.
And how long. Timing is really, really of the essence.
Yeah,
right.
But crime is everywhere, it seems like, and so. We are, content-wise, there's never any dearth of crime to write about.
Right. Yeah, so let's talk about some of those crimes that you guys cover. Because there's so many, and it's such a wide variety, too.
Right. Well, one of the things that we do is felonies. Most of the time it's felonies. There are misdemeanor charges, there are traffic charges, and then there are felonies. So we decided to hone in, when we report, we hone in on those felonies, the things that affect people maybe a little more severely than other crimes. Now, Sharon has done two very, very back-to-back.
Yes, Friday was interesting. We had a sentencing coming in on one case and waiting for the jury to come back on another one, and they pretty much were going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was a busy day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, what is your interest? Crime is like especially the crime podcast is so hot right now. Where did your interest in covering that begin?
Well, mine, I'm from Monmouth, Illinois, and I spent my salad days there as a reporter at the newspaper. And a guy I know killed his wife and a man in his house.
Okay.
And I was very, very green, very, very new to I don't think I'd even been in a courthouse before. And so I was the one who took the pictures of what they called the perp walk back then. They walked him from one place to another, and then he winked at me as he was going in, which really unsettled me. But as this unfolded, and there was a lot more to it than just a homicide, I thought, man, this is interesting, and this happened to someone I actually know, and that started it. And
started the interest.
The interest, and later on I got my master's degree in criminal justice.
Okay.
And you, Sharon?
Well, I don't have a master's degree in criminal justice, so I'm not as educated as Linda.
But lots of experience, though.
Lots of experience. I usually write general stories here, so when the Davenport building collapsed, I wrote about that, and then people started filing lawsuits, and we were reporting on that, and then you just start doing more digging and digging, pulling on the string and seeing what you find as it unravels.
Yeah.
And those stories are rather interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen the whole criminal report now? Because that came out this weekend.
Have not seen that, but I have seen some of the petitions filed in the case. One of them was 96 pages.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, It's very bonkers. The whole
It
thing
is.
bonkers.
What would be your personal theory about crime?
Yeah.
For both of you?
Well, mine is the broken windows theory. So, and this is a real thing, and it's something that I studied in school. So, if you have a broken window in your house and you don't fix it, what could happen? Think about it. Somebody could spray paint, put a little graffiti on, right? And then next, you might see unsavory types of people maybe doing a drug deal, and the grass grows, right? And things could be hidden in that grass. So before too long, just because of a broken window, that area becomes a crime scene.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And we never know why somebody is going to commit a crime.
Of course.
Maybe they are stealing baby formula because they need to feed their child.
Right.
Or maybe they're going to steal it, sell it on Facebook Marketplace, which we have seen. So we just go into it with an open mind going, we don't necessarily know what's going on, but as we keep digging, we'll find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Is there something over the years that you've really enjoyed is not a great word, but
that stands out.
That stands out that you've covered?
A lot of the Davenport coverage, the Wold coverage, because that's required so much investigating and digging into records, and I like doing that.
Yeah.
And she's good at it. Sharon is really good at thinking of what to look up next. So that is her specialty is, you know, she
Research.
gets to a C, and then it's a D, and then it's an F, and
Yeah.
she just keeps
Keeps
digging.
digging.
And and it was incredible to see her work on the Bold case.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
continues to this day.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't know
right.
if we're gonna see an end to that case before we
In
retire.
our lifetimes, I know.
Well, I appreciate it from a personal standpoint, all the work you've done on that. So thank
Right,
you very much.
right. So where can folks listen to you? How can they tune in?
We're on Spotify.
On Spotify,
Spotify.
ourquadcities.com, we have a section with all our podcasts on it,
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, perfect.
All right.
Yeah, and how often do you guys release episodes? Is it just, you know,
about once a week.
once a week?
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, hey,
Can you give us a hint what you're currently working on for your next podcast?
Well, Derek Nephew was just sentenced to prison.
Also on Friday, it's
For a
a very
homicide.
busy day.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's coming up.
Yeah, but we don't know. I mean, in other words, something could happen this afternoon,
Right.
and we would be talking about it in a couple of days.
True.
That's part
Yeah.
of the fun.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Linda, Sharon, thank you
Yeah,
so
this
much
was
for
fun,
taking
guys.
the time
Thank
to talk
you.
to us. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Goldie.
you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, and you can listen to Sharon and Linda every week at ourquadcitiesnews.com/crime. And
We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.